we're going to look at what exponents really mean. Exponents really are just repeated multiplication. So you're given some expression like 3 to the 5th power, and if you're looking at 3 to the 5th, the base value is the bigger number, the 3, and the power or the exponent is the 5. So when I say it's repeated multiplication, 3 to the 5th is really just 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 multiplied by itself 5 times. So 3 multiplied together 5 times will give you the value 243. Instead of sitting there and typing in all those 3's, you can also type it using the exponent button on the calculator. That's going to be that little caret button that you guys see right above the division sign. So instead of doing 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is fine, you are more than welcome to do that, but sometimes it gets a little repetitive. You could just do 3 and then push that little caret button above the division sign and get the same thing as just doing that multiplication. So either way, we'll get you the same result. But that's what an exponent is. It's repeated multiplication of that base. So we're going to take some time and fill out this chart to get some practice with it. And I'm going to have you guys try the highlighted yellow ones. So 2 to the 7th. So the base value is going to be 2. And the power, or the exponent, is 7. So in an expanded form, this would be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 2's multiplied together. So you could type it in just like that, or just do 2 to the 7th power in the calculator. But it would equal 128. So what if you're not given the expression and it asks you to work backwards from the expanded form? Well, we know that if the expanded form is 5 times 5, that's going to be 5 to the 2nd power. So the base is the value 5, and you're multiplying it together twice. So 5 times 5, you might know that in your head, will give you the value 25. Negative 3 to the 4th. The base is negative 3. The power, or the exponent, is the 4. So that would be negative 3 multiplied together 4 times. Now, if you guys were typing this in your calculator, typing it in like this is going to give you a much different result than typing it in without the parentheses. This really means negative 1 times 3 to the 4th. So it's going to do 3 to the 4th multiplied by the negative 1. So it's important that you remember to use those parentheses if you guys are typing it into the calculator, because this should give you a positive value, not a negative value. It should give you a positive 81. So the next one, negative 3, is the base. So I know that's going to be the larger number. And positive 3 is the power. So that's fine. So that would just be 3 negative 3's instead of 4 of them, like the above example. And this value would equal negative 27. So 1 to the 7th. The base is 1. The power is 7. So 1 times 1 times 1. 71. Well, 1 times 1 times 1, even if you have a million ones, is only going to equal the value 1. It's the only time when you're doing multiplication that it doesn't actually change the value, is if you're using the value 1 or 0, but you'll never have a base of 0. So the next one, expanded form, we've got 4 negative 2. So that's going to be negative 2 as the base. Multiply together 4 times, so 4 will be the exponent. So negative 2 times negative 2, again, if you guys go into the calculator, I'll just kind of show you the difference. So we want negative 2 to the 4th. It should give us a positive 16. If you guys typed in just the negative, gives you a negative 16. It's taking 2 to the 4th power and then multiplying it by a negative. By using those parentheses, it's telling you it wants the whole quantity, the negative with it, to be raised to that 4th power. So parentheses are important. 3 squared times 2 to the 4th. So your base, there's actually 2 of them, so we'll just list 2 of them. 3 and the 2 are the base. And then 2 and 4 are your exponents. Or your powers. So if you were writing this out, 3 squared and 2 to the 4th. So 2 3s and 4 2s. So you can type that in together just as you see it, like 3 squared times 2 to the 4th. So 3 squared times 2 to the 4th. 144. I'm going to add some here for you guys to do because you're probably getting a hang of it now. I'm going to have you guys do this one and this one. So let's look at the next one. 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So we've got 3 3s and 2 2s. So that would be 3 to the 3rd times 2 to the 2nd. So actually our base and our powers are going to be the same here. 3 and 2 for the base, 3 and 2 for the exponents. So 3 times 2 times 3 is going to be 27 times 4, which gives you guys 108. So last one, just x. So even though you guys can't see it, if it's a single x, the exponent or just a single number, even if it were just a 3 or just a y, if you see no exponent, don't assume that it's a 0. It's not going to be 0. It's going to be a power of 1. So this expression is really just x to the 1st. So x will be your base. Your power will be 1. And you're just going to have a single x just like the expression. So you can't actually get a value if it is a variable. So that's why those dashed lines are there. So you guys go ahead and try the highlighted ones.